I'm in Tai Tam Country Park on Hong Kong Island, and it's a perfect day to explore the trails.
So we're just about maybe 15 minutes away from downtown or central Hong Kong, and this feels like a completely different world. But even in a place of beauty, there are potential dangers.
And I don't just mean getting lost out here. In the winter dry season, green spaces here in Hong Kong and across the globe are at risk of catching fire.
For well over a decade, I've been reporting on the impact of extreme climate events, and scientists point out that this is part of a global trend. It's happening in China, it's happening in my home, California, it's happening in Australia with immense impacts on human lives as well as the natural world.
Fighting these blazes, known down under as bushfire, can take a whole toolbox of technologies, like in this Sydney suburb. So don't be alarmed. Everything you see here is controlled. Homes blanketed in a thick layer of smoke. Whole trees going up in flames in the bushland below. But it's all helping to make the neighborhood here safer. The New South Wales Rural Fire Service is fighting fire with fire.
With climate change coming too, we're seeing a lot of those extremes in temperatures and changes that are happening, and we're just having to deal with it.
It's called a hazard reduction burn. These volunteers are managing the vegetation, the fuel, as they call it, in this leafy suburb. Now, if a fire was to rage out of control, it would be less likely to burn toward these homes.
Smouldering stuff near the edges of the fire there.
The so-called Black Summer of 2019 to 2020 was one of the worst bushfire seasons in Australia's history. Dozens of people and more than 1 billion animals were killed as 10 million hectares burned across Australia's east.
The big factor to that was the drought leading up into 2019-20 fires. Just the fire intensity, the ferocity that it came through, the winds that drove it. Yeah, it's just something I haven't seen in my good 30 years of firefighting.
The disaster focused the mind of many in the country's scientific community, compelling them in their search for smarter, safer, and more effective ways of fighting bushfire. Andrew Sullivan heads up the Bushfire Behaviour and Risks team at Australia's National Science Agency, the CSIRO, in the capital, Canberra.
We know we can't stop bushfires. Bushfires are a natural part of the environment. We can't make them go away. And we need to learn how to deal with bushfires as a society.
This is the Pyrotron, a 29-metre-long combustion wind tunnel.
3, 2, 1, ignition.
Yep.
A flame is lit on this belt.
That's 0.5 metre.
Air is forced through to measure the way vegetation burns.
2 metres.
Now, if, out in the wild, this wind was blowing through this type of grassland, the scientists could help predict where it's going and what it will burn next.
We know that bushfires follow the laws of physics. The issue that we have is that there's so much uncertainty involved in the conditions in which a fire is burning. Technology underpins a lot of the methods by which modern firefighting is undertaken. Knowing where a fire is going to be, not in the next 10 minutes, but the next hour, 2 hours, 5 hours, next day is very, very important because it takes time to get firefighting resources in the right location at the right time in order to be effective and safe.
Fire is primal. It's impulsive. And one of the most dangerous and disturbing things about a bushfire is the way embers get carried in the breeze, setting new blazes where they land. Inside this vertical wind tunnel, the CSIRO scientists measure how different barks and leaves travel in an updraft. These experiments are tried and tested. Data from here has already helped firefighters to know what they're up against and helped authorities to warn people in harm's way. Now, more experimental technology is looking to go further in identifying fires and snuffing them out while they are still a flicker. That is the mission of Marta Yebra and her Bushfire Research Center of Excellence at the Australian National University. As climate change brings increasingly hotter weather, drier bushland, and more lightning storms, Yebra's work is becoming all the more important.
There is less time to respond because once there is an ignition, if the landscape is really dry and the weather conditions are extreme, the fires spread very quickly.
A drone armed with thermal cameras takes to the sky in a farm outside Canberra. Here, Yebra and her colleagues are giving flight to new ideas in the battle against bushfire. The focus is on autonomous tools for early detection. This heat-sensing drone would be sent to an area identified by satellite as being dry and ready to burn.
Basically, a big eye in the sky that gives us information about the flammability of the landscape, when and where the landscape is ready to burn. We integrate that information with ground lighting detectors that can give with accuracy the location of the lightning strikes.
Ultimately, early detection is what is crucial.
We will continue living with fires, so we shouldn't be scared about it. But we should try our best to be better prepared, better informed, and have more technologies that can help us to make those decisions and react quickly to a bushfire when it starts.
Brave firefighters will always be needed on the front line. Australia's scientists want them to be armed with technology as well as their most traditional of tools.